I'd like to say that President Trump's military parade was a bold, unapologetic celebration of America's might, marking the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary with a dazzling display of tanks, troops, and patriotic fervor. Far from the authoritarian caricature painted by whining critics and people with Trump derangement syndrome, this spectacle embodied Trump's peace through strength doctrine, sending a clear message to rivals like Iran and China that America is ready, ensuring peace through undeniable power. While protesters sulked, thousands of patriots flooded the National Mall in Washington, D.C., waving flags and cheering for a leader and a military who's restored the nation's swagger, rejecting the self-loathing of past administrations. Now, specifically to your point about some people say that there's a Putin-style approach with this parade. I feel that this comparison is an unfair caricature. It's overreach by critics aiming to politicize the event. The parade was a proud celebration of the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary, honoring the men and women who've defended America since 1775. Unlike authoritarian displays, this was a widely attended public event rooted in patriotism, not personal aggrandizement for President Trump. His vision was to showcase national unity and military heritage, not unlike Britain's trooping of the color, which just happened to take place yesterday. Critics calling it Putin style really ignore the deep historical significance and the fact that Trump invited all Americans to join in celebrating our shared legacy. This parade featured World War II era planes and modern tanks, not to intimidate, but to inspire pride in a nation that stood strong for centuries. Well, absolutely. The parade sent a clear message to adversaries like Iran, who've been ramping up threats against America and our allies in the Middle East, like the state of Israel, displaying 6,000 troops, M1, A1 Abrams tanks, and F-22 flyovers wasn't merely ceremonial. It was a reminder of U.S. military might. Trump's peace through strength doctrine is about deterrence. And this event showcased the unmatched power of the U.S. Army and the U.S. military by extension to any nation contemplating aggression. It's strategic, not provocative. Iran, in particular, needs to know that America stands ready to defend its interests and its allies. And this parade underscored that resolve while boosting morale here at home. The parade projected America's military might to deter aggression, a principle Britain understands from its own history of standing firm, like in the Falklands. I immediately thought of the famous 1986 photo of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher in a raincoat and scarf riding around in the Challenger 1 tank. It sent a message of strength and decisiveness during the Falkland War. Don't mess with Britain. Similarly, Trump's message was clear. America is ready and enemies should beware. So this parade was a rare and special moment in American history, but not without precedent. The scale, over 6,000 troops, 150 vehicles, and 50 aircraft was significant, making it the largest since the 1991 Gulf War victory parade. America doesn't often hold such displays because our military strength is proven in action, not just ceremonial. The inclusion of World War II planes and Sherman tanks connected our soldiers of today to past heroes, not unlike your Britain's Remembrance Day honors your fighting forces. These events are uncommon because in America, because America's confidence doesn't require frequent flexing, but when it happens, They're powerful reminders of the nation's enduring legacy. The No Kings protests reflect a polarized moment in America where those with Trump derangement syndrome would rather see Trump fail than America succeed. But they didn't overshadow the parade's success. Many participated in demonstrations across the country, this is true, expressing dissent over Trump's policies like immigration enforcement. However, their choice to avoid Washington, D.C. and focus on places like Philadelphia, for instance, shows that they only wanted to make trouble. They had no interest in the celebration of the Army or of our military because these protesters put America last. In our nation's capital, by contrast, there were thousands of Americans cheering along Constitution Avenue, chanting USA, USA. The parade's enthusiastic crowds proved Trump's vision of unity resonated with many who respect and value our fighting forces. Claims of low turnout and failure don't really hold up. Despite rain threats, thousands and thousands lined the National Mall, rivaling the 1991 Gulf War parade's attendees. Bad weather didn't dampen the spirit. Crowds in MAGA hats stayed through flyovers and fireworks, showing commitment. The protests, while visible, were all elsewhere, not overshadowing the event. Far from a public rejection, the parade was a triumph of patriotism broadcast live to millions. Critics citing a 60% disapproval rate in the polls completely missed the point. Those who attended or watched saw a celebration of America's strength, not a political stunt. Trump delivered a spectacle that honored the Army, the military, rain or shine. President Trump's message was clear. America is strong, unified, and proud of our military heritage. The parade marking the Army's 250th anniversary was a tribute to the soldiers who secured freedom for generations. It also signaled to the world, friends like Britain and foes like Iran, that the U.S. remains a global powerhouse. Domestically, Trump aimed to inspire confidence in a nation facing challenges, reminding challenges, by the way, that he inherited, reminding Americans of their shared history and resilience. The enlistment ceremony and Golden Knights parachute displays weren't just showmanship. They were a call to service and pride. This was Trump saying, "We're back and we're stronger than ever," a message that resonates across the Atlantic too, I believe.